A successful black CEO walks into an exclusive fashion boutique wearing simple, understated clothes. Staff mock her appearance, refusing service. Minutes later, she reveals her identity and purchases the entire fashion line, exposing prejudice and transforming lives with one powerful decision. The glass doors of Laurent & Pierce swing open with a whisper of expensive air. Maya Chen steps inside, her ivory sweater soft against her skin, her jeans worn in all the right places. The boutique smells like leather and ambition. 3 sales associates turn in unison. Their eyes sweep from her sneakers to her ponytail. One woman's mouth twitches. Another shifts her weight, exchanging a glance with the security guard stationed near the emerald green displays. Maya walks toward the evening gowns. Her footsteps are quiet on marble floors. The silence behind her grows louder than any words. A woman in a sharp cobalt blue suit emerges from behind a glass counter. Her smile is practiced, cold. "Can I help you find something?" Each word drips with implication. Maya meets her eyes. "I'm looking for evening wear." The woman's smile doesn't waver. "I see, and what's your budget?" "Does it matter?" "We cater to a very specific clientele." She pauses, letting the words settle. "Are you sure you're in the right place?" 6 hours earlier, Maya stood in her corner office on the 42nd floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the city like a painting. Her desk held 3 monitors, 2 lukewarm coffees, and a photograph of her grandmother. She was Maya Chen, CEO of Elevate Tech, 34 years old, the youngest black woman to lead a Fortune 500 company. Forbes had called her the disruptor. Wall Street called her a genius. Today was her first day off in 4 months. Her assistant, James, had raised an eyebrow when she'd mentioned Laurent & Pierce. "That place has a reputation," he'd said carefully. Maya had smiled. "So do I." She'd chosen the ivory sweater deliberately. Her grandmother had worn cream-colored cardigans while cleaning other people's houses. She'd taught Maya that clothes don't make character. Character makes itself known regardless of fabric. Maya had built Elevate Tech from a dorm room idea and 3 maxed-out credit cards. She'd faced investors who looked past her to her male co-founder. Boards who questioned every decision twice as hard. She'd learned to let her work speak, but today she wanted silence, comfort, the simple pleasure of shopping without armor. She'd driven herself to the boutique in her Tesla. No driver. No entourage. Just Maya and her grandmother's voice in her head. "Walk with your head up, baby, always." The woman in the cobalt blue suit crosses her arms. "I'm Celeste, the store manager. Perhaps I can direct you somewhere more suitable." A blonde associate giggles behind a rack of ruby-red dresses. Another woman, older, whispers something that carries across the showroom. Those people always think they belong everywhere. Maya's expression doesn't change. "I'd like to see your evening collection." Celeste's jaw tightens. She glances at the security guard. He takes a step closer, his hand resting on his belt. "Ma'am, we're a private boutique. We reserve the right to refuse service." "On what grounds?" "We have standards." Celeste's voice drops. "I'm sure you understand." The door to the back office opens. A woman in her late 20s emerges, wearing a white silk blouse and gold jewelry that catches the light. Her hair is perfect. Her makeup is flawless. She looks at Maya and stops. "Celeste, what's happening?" "Just handling it, Victoria." Victoria walks closer, her heels clicking against marble. She studies Maya from head to toe. Her lips curve into something between a smile and a sneer. "Let me guess. You saw us on Instagram and thought you'd try your luck." Maya keeps her hands at her sides. "I came to shop." "Shop." Victoria repeats the word like it's foreign. "Do you know what a single dress costs here?" "No, that's why I'm asking to see them." Victoria laughs. It's a bright, cruel sound. "Honey, we don't do charity work." "There's a Target 3 blocks down." She turns to Celeste. "Get her out, politely." The security guard moves forward. Maya doesn't step back. The fluorescent lights feel too bright suddenly. Maya's aware of every eye on her. The blonde associate filming on her phone. An elderly customer clutching pearls. A young couple pretending not to watch. Around her silk rustles. Heels click. Someone coughs. The sounds are too loud and too distant at once. Inside Maya's chest, something old and familiar unfolds. She's 13 again, walking into a country club with her grandmother, the hostess blocking their path. The service entrance is around back, her grandmother's hand squeezing hers warm and steady. She's 22, pitching to venture capitalists. A man interrupting after 30 seconds. "Sweetheart, who built your tech stack?" Assuming she couldn't code. Assuming she was just the face. Her hands don't shake. Her voice doesn't rise. But behind her calm expression, calculations run. Numbers align. Options multiply. The ivory sweater feels different now. Not soft, heavy. Weighted with meaning her grandmother couldn't have imagined. The same judgment in different lighting. The same assumptions in expensive packaging. Maya's phone buzzes in her pocket. James probably, checking in. She doesn't reach for it. She thinks of her mother instead. Cleaning houses in clothes like these. Coming home exhausted. Never complaining. Never explaining. Just working. Just surviving. Something shifts in Maya's chest. Not anger. Something colder. More precise. Maya's grandmother raised her after the car accident. After the funeral with white lilies and whispered condolences. After the world went quiet and grey. Her grandmother Eleanor worked 3 jobs. She cleaned offices at night, houses during the day. She wore simple clothes and kept her head high. She taught Maya 2 lessons that became laws. First, dignity costs nothing. No one can take it unless you give it away. Second, revenge is best served with grace. Let them underestimate you, then show them what you're made of. Maya had built Elevate Tech from a dorm room at Stanford. She'd coded for 72 hours straight, surviving on vending machine coffee and stubbornness. Her co-founder quit after 6 months. "This is going nowhere," he'd said. She'd proved him wrong 3 years later when Microsoft came calling. She'd said no. Built her own empire instead. She'd faced boardrooms full of men who wouldn't meet her eyes. Investors who asked if she had a technical co-founder. Someone who actually understands the code. She'd projected her screen. Shown them her GitHub. Made them watch as she debugged in real time. She'd learned to let her work speak. To stay calm when they expected emotion. To be twice as good for half the recognition. But her grandmother's voice always echoed. "Don't just beat them, baby. Make them remember why they lost. Today feels different, personal. The kind of moment that demands more than silence." Maya's phone buzzes again. This time she checks it. An email from her CFO about the Laurent and Pierce parent company evaluation. She'd forgotten. Her thumb hovers over the screen. She reads slowly. Her expression doesn't change. But her eyes sharpen. The email contains 3 attachments. Financial reports, debt assessments, acquisition recommendations. Maya's investment firm had evaluated Laurent and Pierce Holdings last month. Due diligence for potential vulture investors. She scrolls through numbers. The parent company is hemorrhaging money. 12 retail locations, all underwater. The flagship boutique, this one, is their crown jewel. Also drowning. Laurent and Pierce Holdings owes $47 million. They've missed 2 loan payments. Their board is divided. Their founder, Marcus Laurent, is desperate for a buyer. Any buyer. Maya's heart rate doesn't change. Her breathing stays even, but her mind accelerates. She glances around the boutique with new eyes. The emerald green displays, the gold fixtures, the royal blue velvet chairs, all expensive, all mortgaged, all illusion. Victoria stands near the door, arms crossed, watching Maya with undisguised disdain. Celeste hovers nearby. The security guard waits for a signal. Maya pulls up another email, an acquisition brief from her legal team. Laurent and Pierce Holdings is valued at $32 million in a fire sale. The fashion line, designs, patterns, trademarks, is worth another 18 million to the right buyer. 50 million total. Maya's quarterly bonus last year was 63 million. She looks at Victoria again. At Celeste. At the blonde associate still filming. At the customers pretending not to watch this public humiliation. Her grandmother's voice echoes. Make them remember. Maya slides her phone into her pocket. She meets Victoria's eyes across the showroom. I'd like to speak with you privately. Victoria laughs. About what? I told you we don't... About making a purchase. Maya's voice is soft. Certain. A large one. Victoria's laugh falters. Her eyes narrow. What kind of purchase? That's between you and me. Celeste steps forward. Miss Laurent, don't waste your time. She's obviously... Obviously what? Maya's gaze doesn't leave Victoria's face. Obviously not your typical customer. Obviously doesn't look like she belongs. Say what you mean. Victoria's jaw tightens. Something flickers in her expression. Uncertainty. Curiosity. How do you know about Laurent Holdings? I read. That information isn't public. Maya shrugs. Neither is the 47 million in debt, or the missed loan payments, or your father's trip to Monaco to meet with potential investors. The color drains from Victoria's face. Celeste goes rigid. The security guard looks confused. Who are you? Victoria's voice drops to a whisper. Someone who's interested in making an offer. Maya glances at her watch. I have 5 minutes. After that, I walk out, and you keep running this boutique into the ground while pretending you're better than people like me. Victoria's hands clench at her sides. Her breathing quickens. She looks at Celeste, then at the watching customers, then back at Maya. Fine. The word comes out sharp. 5 minutes. My office. She turns and walks toward the back. Maya follows, her sneakers silent on marble. Behind them, whispers erupt like wildfire. The office is small, neat, expensive furniture that doesn't quite fit. Victoria sits behind a glass desk, her posture defensive. Talk. Maya remains standing. I want to purchase Laurent and Pierce, the entire fashion line. All intellectual property, all inventory, all 12 locations. Victoria stares, then laughs. It sounds hollow. You're insane. I'm serious. Do you have any idea what that would cost? 50 million, give or take. Maya meets her eyes. I can have the money wired today. Victoria's face goes pale. Her hands grip the edge of the desk. This is a joke, some kind of prank. She pulls out her phone, fingers shaking. I'm calling my father. Go ahead. Victoria dials. The phone rings 4 times. 5. Voicemail. She curses under her breath and tries again. This time a man's voice answers, distant with static. Victoria, I'm in a meeting. Dad, there's someone here. She says she wants to buy the company. Silence. Then, what? She knows about the debt. The loans, everything. More silence. The static grows louder. I'm in Monaco. The connection is terrible. Let me call you back. The line goes dead. Victoria stares at her phone. Her hands are trembling now. She tries again. The call won't connect. Maya watches. Expression neutral. She doesn't move. Doesn't speak. The office phone rings. Victoria jumps, then grabs it. Hello? A voice Maya can't hear. Victoria's eyes widen. She looks at Maya, then at the floor, then at the phone in her hand, like it might bite her. Yes, she's here right now, but I don't... What? No, I didn't... Yes, I understand. Her voice cracks. I'll tell her. She hangs up slowly. Her face has gone from pale to ashen. When she looks at Maya, it's like she's seeing a ghost, or something worse. That was corporate headquarters. Victoria's voice barely rises above a whisper. They want to know who you are. They said someone called them about a potential acquisition. They said—" She swallows hard. "They said we should cooperate, fully." Maya doesn't smile. "I'll need your father on video call within the hour, and I'll need full access to your financial records." She pauses. "Then we'll discuss terms." Victoria's mouth opens, closes. Her phone buzzes with an incoming call. She looks at the screen. Her father's name. Her eyes lift to Maya's face, wide and disbelieving. Victoria steps out of the office. Maya hears her voice in the hallway, sharp and panicked. Instructions to Celeste. Someone needs to call legal. Someone needs to find the acquisition files. Maya sits alone in the too small office. Through the glass partition, she watches the showroom floor transform into chaos. Associates huddle together, whispering frantically. She catches fragments through the door. Impossible. She's bluffing. Who is she? The elderly customer clutches her pearls tighter. The young couple edges toward the exit. The blonde associate has stopped filming, her phone hanging limp at her side. The ivory sweater suddenly feels heavy. Maya looks down at it, running her thumb across the worn fabric. Her grandmother wore cream while scrubbing other people's floors. Never complained, never explained, just survived. Maya closes her eyes. The office smells like vanilla and desperation. Outside, footsteps rush past. A phone rings. Someone drops something that shatters. She thinks of her mother, of the car accident, of the funeral where people whispered about tragedy but no one whispered about justice. Poor people die in old cars with bad brakes. Rich people call it unfortunate. The silence presses in. Maya breathes, deep, centering herself in the eye of the storm she's created. Her grandmother's voice echoes. "Make them remember, baby, but remember what you're fighting for." The door opens. Victoria returns, her father's face filling her tablet screen. Marcus Laurent looks older than his publicity photos. Grey streaks his temples. Deep lines bracket his mouth. He's in a hotel room somewhere expensive and empty. Ms. Chen. His voice is tired, resigned. "Victoria tells me you're interested in acquiring Laurent and Pierce Holdings." Maya leans forward. "The entire fashion line, intellectual property, inventory, all 12 retail locations, immediate cash offer." Marcus studies her through the screen. "You've done your homework." "I always do." "Why?" The question hangs in the air. Why would someone like you want a failing fashion company? Maya's expression doesn't change. "Someone like me." Marcus has the grace to wince. "I didn't mean—" "You did." Maya cuts him off, her voice soft and sharp. "But that's exactly why. Because this company has built its brand on exclusivity, on making people feel less than, on judging worth by appearance." She pauses. "That ends today." Victoria shifts uncomfortably. Marcus is silent. "I'm offering $50 million, Maya continues. 32 for the company, 18 for the fashion line and trademarks, all cash. Wire transfer within 24 hours. Marcus exhales slowly. "What are your terms?" "I keep the Laurent and Pierce name. I keep select staff who demonstrate they can change. Everyone else will be evaluated." She glances at Victoria. "Including family." Victoria's face flushes. "You can't—" "I can." Maya's eyes return to Marcus. "I'm also implementing mandatory bias training for all employees, diversity quotas for hiring, community outreach programs." She leans back. "This company will be everything it pretended to be. Luxury for everyone who appreciates quality, not just people who look a certain way." Marcus is quiet for a long moment, then, "When can you have contracts ready?" "My legal team is on standby." He nods slowly. "Then let's begin." Marcus asks for identification. Maya reaches into her bag, pulling out a slim leather wallet. She slides a business card across the glass desk. Victoria picks it up with trembling fingers. The card is simple. Heavy cream cardstock, embossed gold lettering, Elevate Tech across the top. Below it, Maya Chen, Chief Executive Officer, a phone number, an email address. Nothing else needed. Victoria's hands shake as she reads it. She reads it again. The color drains from her face like water from a broken glass. Elevate Tech, her voice cracks. The Elevate Tech? Maya doesn't respond. Marcus leans closer to his screen, squinting. What does it say? Victoria shows him the card. His eyes widen. Good God, Celeste. Victoria's voice is barely audible. Get Celeste in here. And Amanda, the door opens. Celeste enters, followed by the blonde associate, Amanda. They see the card on the desk. Celeste goes rigid. Amanda's mouth falls open. This is Maya Chen. Victoria's voice shakes. CEO of Elevate Tech. The woman you just... She can't finish the sentence. Silence crashes through the room like thunder. Celeste's face goes white. Amanda backs toward the door, her phone clutched in her hand. I'm so sorry. Celeste's words tumble out. I didn't know. I didn't realize. If I had known who you were, Maya raises one hand. The gesture is small, but it stops Celeste mid-sentence. That's the problem. You didn't need to know who I was. You should have treated me with respect regardless. Celeste's mouth opens, closes, no words come. Maya stands, addressing the room. I'm not interested in apologies. I'm interested in change. Real change. Not performative diversity statements or token hires. Her gaze sweeps across their faces. This company will be rebuilt. On respect. On actual inclusion. On the radical idea that everyone deserves dignity. Victoria sinks into her chair. Celeste stares at the floor. Amanda's phone slips from her fingers, clattering on marble. Marcus's voice comes through the tablet, rough with emotion. What do you need from us? Everything. Maya's voice is steel wrapped in silk. Access to all files, all financial records, all employee contracts. She looks at Victoria. And I need honesty about how long this has been happening. About how many people you've turned away because they didn't fit your image. Victoria's eyes fill with tears. She doesn't speak. Maya picks up her card from the desk. Papers will arrive within 3 hours. Sign them. Then we begin the real work. Papers are signed at 4:47 p.m. Maya's legal team arrives in a black SUV carrying contracts in leather portfolios. Marcus signs from Monaco via DocuSign. Victoria signs with shaking hands. Her mascara has run, leaving dark tracks down her cheeks. Maya's first act as owner is a company-wide memo. Mandatory bias training for all staff within 30 days. Anyone who refuses will be terminated. No exceptions. No excuses. Celeste is reassigned to inventory management. Away from customers. Away from judgment calls. Amanda is let go entirely. The video she filmed gets deleted, but not before Maya's legal team ensures no copies exist. Victoria stays. Maya sees something in her face during the signing. Not just fear, shame, recognition, the possibility of growth. You have 6 months, Maya tells her. Prove you can change. Or leave. 3 months pass. Laurent and Pierce transforms. New hiring practices bring in staff from every background. The showroom floor becomes a rainbow of faces, body types, ages. Sales increase 43%. Maya stands in the boutique on a Tuesday morning. She's wearing the same ivory sweater, the same worn jeans. This time, a young associate approaches with a genuine smile. Welcome to Laurent and Pierce. How can I help you today? Maya smiles back. Just browsing. Take your time. Let me know if you need anything. The ivory sweater hangs framed on the wall behind the checkout counter. A brass plaque beneath it reads, "In memory of Eleanor Chen, dignity costs nothing." Victoria approaches, hesitant. Thank you, she says quietly. For the second chance, Maya nods. Don't thank me. Earn it. Her grandmother's voice echoes through the space. Always echoing. Always guiding. Walk with your head up, baby. Always. 6 months after the acquisition, Laurent and Pierce hosts its first community fashion show. Models of every size, age, and background walk the runway. The crowd erupts in applause. Maya watches from the front row. Beside her, an empty seat holds a cream-colored cardigan. Her grandmother's brought from home for this moment. She thinks about that day. The judgment in Celeste's eyes. The cruelty in Victoria's laugh. The assumption that clothes define worth. That appearance determines belonging. The runway lights shift from royal blue to gold. A model in an emerald green gown pauses at the end, striking a pose. She's wearing sneakers beneath the hem. The crowd loves it. Maya learned long ago that power isn't in designer labels or expensive jewelry. It's not in corner offices or Forbes covers. Real power lives in character, in vision, in the courage to prove your worth when everyone sees worthlessness. Her grandmother knew this. Her mother knew this. Now Maya carries it forward, transforming a company built on exclusion into something that welcomes everyone. The final model walks the runway in ivory, simple, elegant, understated. The crowd rises to its feet. Maya stands too, applauding. The cardigan beside her seems to glow in the stage lights. A reminder, a promise kept. Never judge a book by its cover. And never let anyone convince you that your cover defines your story. The real designer label is written in how you treat people when you think it doesn't matter. That's the only fashion that never goes out of style.